What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol TMC for the Metals Co. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. Now, we don't have a whole lot of data here. Technically, this went public through a merger, a SPAC, if you will, and we're going to treat this the same as an IPO. Again, I'm not really someone who's into the fundamentals. I'm just into the technical analysis, and of course, that's what you're here for, since that is in the title, after all. So, the three main areas we're concerned with whenever we're dealing with something that has just gone public or, through SPAC, has merged is, of course, the open, the high, and the low. Not so much the close, but these three data points right here. I would say that because the open and the low are so close, we're going to discount whatever happened on Friday there and really just focus in on the low of today where this large volume came in. This is when it was trading on the NASDAQ today. That's what we're concerned with, right? The close, again, not so much here, but what we want to make sure is that we remain above the open, right? Because essentially anyone who invested, quote unquote, this could be a trade, an investment, a swing trade, who knows, but anyone who bought today and is still above the opening print, they're going to have, they're likely going to have a positive trade on their hands, right? We're looking for that upside continuation, of course. If we start trading underneath it, that's where people start panicking out, right? So you do tend to see heavier sell side activity hit the stock if we trade underneath the opening print. So please, if you're going to have any line on your chart here on TMC, please keep it around this 939, 940, and 925 area, the low of today's session. To the upside, obviously, blue sky territory is up and over today's high, but let's analyze the move that happened intraday through the lens of Fibonacci coming in from the low of the 930 up to the high where there was the first red pullback candle. And looking at the 38.2, it didn't really hold, right? Broke right through, but the 50 held, and it held into the end of the day. So the main thing to be watching here is going to be that 50% retracement, and arguably the 61.8 is going to act as the line in the sand. And the reason I say that, I'm going to draw it in with a regular level in here, is just the fact that we had prior resistance there as well, right? You can clearly see rejection of upper wick, upper wick, upper wick here, and kind of held at the open and small pullback in that first 30-minute candle there. So again, that's going to act as the line in the sand. If we get back down under it, I would probably reevaluate, wait and be patient, see what the next reaction is down here. Wouldn't want to be involved in the stock anywhere in between there as it's making its way either down or sideways or whatever happens essentially under that 61.8. What else do we have to the upside, right? Of course, if we remove that, the next breakout I would argue is really going to come up and over this 1279, and you can see into the after hours session already. We are trading above that right around 1308. So, I would say this is setting up quite nicely for bullish continuation. As long as we can consolidate in this range here, that does strike me as healthy. And then after that, looking for the break, as mentioned, of the all-time high here into blue sky territory. So that's how I would play this one. Very simple. Again, you just have a couple of key levels to be watching for here. What you want to see is volume remain elevated. That's always number one whenever you're dealing with newer either SPAC mergers or IPOs. If volume starts drying up, generally what you see is sideways to lower as, this kind of gets off the headlines, right, and out of people's minds, and they go back to other things. And, when it does decide to make some crazy move, that's when the volume will come back in. So please keep an eye on volume. If it does start tapering off, you start seeing, really crazy low reads, something like this, back into nothing, that's where you just don't want to be involved in the stock. So those are my 2 cents here inside of TMC, the Metals Co. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new, certainly let me know down below in the comment section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description, and all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.